Hello. A very good afternoon to all. I, Maria Ratlami, on behalf of the organizing committee, welcome you all to the valedictory ceremony of World Space Week 2022. Before we start the proceedings, I request all to please rise from their seats for the national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you all. 4th October 1957, the launch of the first man-made satellite Sputnik 1 into outer space opened the way for space exploration. A decade later, on 10th October 1967, the Treaty on Principles Governing the Activities of States in the Exploration and End Use of Outer Space entered into force. These two dates mark the celebration of World Space Week every year from 4th to 10th of October, the largest annual space event in the world. It aims to build up the workforce for tomorrow by inspiring students, demonstrate visible public support for the space program, educate the public about space activities, and foster international cooperation in space outreach and education. This year's theme, being Space and Sustainability, focuses on achieving sustainability in space and from space. The potential of space in supporting this goal is wide. Space-based services and technologies are key in understanding climate change and during the full disaster management cycle. Only two examples among countless applications to which space can contribute. Now, with great respect and pleasure, I invite the dignitaries to take their seats on the dais. I request Director URSC, Shri M. Shankaran, our Chief Guest for the event and Director of Jawaharlal Nehru Planetarium, Shri Pramod G. Galgali, and the Committee Chairperson for World Space Week 2022, Shri Ramanagowda V. Nadagowda, to please come up on the dais. Thank you, sir. The time has come to draw a curtain to the Space Week celebrations. I take pleasure in handing over the podium over to Shri Jaswinder Singh Khoral, Alternate Chairperson, World Space Week 2022, and Program Director, Space Infrastructure Geo Platform, to welcome our distinguished guests and the young audience who has joined us today. Please, sir.
Director, Shri M. Shankaran, Chief Guest, Pramod G. Gargali, Chairman of the Organizing Committee, Nadagowda, Controller Ma'am, Anjali Ellis Shankar, members of the URSC Council, fellow URSCians, my young friends from various schools and colleges, and their teachers, instructors. A very warm welcome to you all to this edition of the World Space Week celebrations at URSC. So when I was a young student like you all at IISc in the 90s, most of my friends were caught up in the software wave and were not interested in the hardcore engineering subjects like power engineering. And our professors used to try their very best to get us motivated. So I remember my head of department saying, you people think rocket is a very complex thing, but remember behind a rocket, there's a power system. So he always felt that power system is the ultimate thing in complexity. Many of us have come across this phrase, it's not rocket science. The point of all this being that in our everyday perception, most of the people feel that space, rocket science, satellites, they are literally out of this world, something that we need to put our head into. That's precisely what this World Space Week celebrations are meant to change. We not only know that space is somehow very important to all of us in our everyday lives, but we should also learn to appreciate that, yes, there are much more things that can be done. And what are the potentialities of this, how it can be utilized, and how we can even today make a business out of it. All of this is possible only if we get a fairly basic understanding of it. And there's no better way than, again, to use another phrase, catch them young, go to the schools and colleges, talk to students, and tell them what space is all about and what we are doing here in India and at URSC Bangalore. So this is what we will be hearing from the chairman when he makes his address to you all. And my job here is to welcome you all, specifically to this valedictory function at the end of the week when we have finished one whole week of intense activities across the whole of the state. I now call upon Ms. Shri Akash Gupta to welcome Director URSC with a sapling. Director URSC is the driving force and inspiration behind all of these activities. So, not just this particular event, but so many events, including our recent Golden Jubilee celebrations, all our technical activities. We all take our inspiration from his dynamic leadership. And now we have a very distinguished personage amongst us, Shri Pramodji Galgali, who is the director of the Nehru Planetarium. And under his leadership, this planetarium has made giant strides in its outreach to the public and in fostering a sense of awe and wonder amongst the public with respect to space and astronomy. And now call upon Ms. Sridevi S. to welcome Shri Pramod Galgali. Shri Nadagowda has been the chairman of the organizing committee and has been the driving force behind this year's celebrations. We call upon Mr. Bobbin Shield to hand over a sapling to Shri Nadagowda. Srimati Anjali Ellis Shankar is our controller and the facilitator for all our work. So she's here amongst us, and I call upon Ashwini BN to please welcome her with a sapling. These few words, I once again welcome you all to this edition of the valedictory function of the World Space Week. Thank you all very much. Please have a good time.
Thank you, sir, for extending warm welcome to our guests and audience. A host of events ranging from competitions to guest lectures were held at more than 8 locations in and around Bangalore as a part of World Space Week celebrations by URL Satellite Center. Flawless execution of an event of such magnitude cannot be realized without dedicated teamwork and a clear vision and guidance of an able leader. I take pleasure in inviting the organizing committee chairperson, Sri Ramanagowda V. Nadagowda, to the podium to give a brief about the activities organized over the week. Please.
Most respected and our beloved, born and brought up in URSC. That is how our earlier controller, madam, used to tell about Sankaran sir, Director URSC Sankaran sir, and today's chief guest, Pramod Galgali sir, my dear colleagues, friends, and all the main center of attraction of this program, dear students, and all those who are watching live through webcast. Welcome to you. Actually, World Space Week is about celebration of science, technology, and their contribution for the betterment of humanity. So, basically, the main objective of this is to create more man force and get ourselves prepared for the peaceful use of the outer space. Actually, because of the pandemic, last 2 years, it was organized in a virtual mode. But this year, our director sir's wish was that we have to celebrate in a grand way. That was all of our wish also. And accordingly, sir formed about 1.5 months back only a big team of 59 people. Sir formed. Not only this team, beyond this team also, many have contributed. And totally, we organized 11 programs, 11 events related to this World Space Week. And the main objective was to outreach to the students and the general public. And further fine intention was reach to the rural children as much as possible. And in these 8 locations, wherever we went, in many of the locations, almost more than 1,000 students participated. And all 8 locations put together, close to 8,000 people have participated and taken benefit from this program. And wherever we went, we were very well received. And in fact, the students turned myself and our team of scientists into celebrities within no time. As soon as we come, they told, sir, ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕ್ರಿ ನಾವು ಇಸ್ರೋ ಸೇರ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕ್ರಿ, ಹೆಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ರೋ ಸೇರುವುದು, ನಾವು ನಿಮ್ಮಂಗೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು, like that they asked. Means they asked us, sir, we are inspired by your team, we want to join ISRO, what we have to do to join ISRO and how we can become like you, like that they asked. Then I said, you need not have to do many more things. What you have to do, you have to play your role. You should study well. ಚಲೋತಂಗೆ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಆಚಾರ ವಿಚಾರ ನಡೆ ನುಡಿ, that is good thoughts, and parishrama, that effort, and totally committed and dedication. You can enter ISRO, not only enter ISRO and become like us, you can become Abdul Kalam sir, you can become our UR Rao sir, you can become our Vikram Sarabhai sir, you can become our Shankran sir. That is how I told them. And they were really, they told this was a hair-raising experience and a thrilling experience for us. That is what they told. And after hearing and after seeing a very innocent face and the kind of energy, enthusiasm, interest they had while in interacting with our team, really, we also, all our team members, really had a hair-raising and thrilling experience. That was the most satisfying and gratifying experience of my journey here till now. This is also one of the most satisfying and gratifying experience. Then anyway, on 4th, we had our inaugural, where there also around 150 students participated. And they also, some programs were also organized for them. And I'm sure they took benefit from that. And also, moreover, what is important here, beyond this, they will tell their other friends, everybody. So that way, knowledge will spread. Then in All India Radio, we had organized daily some event, 3 to 4 p.m. This was being aired actually. So there, daily 1 hour program, 3 to 4. On an inaugural day, inaugural talk was there by our director sir, followed by our scientists. That also, actually our scientists have written about 7 books in Kannada about our own scientists, that is Professor Satish Dhawan, Vikram Sarabhai, and few more space science related topics they have written in Kannada. That also was the initiation by our director, sir, that our activity should be showcased to rural children and the most deprived class of the society. There should not be any inequality. Everybody should get the best of the facilities, and nobody should be deprived of the facilities and opportunity. That is one wish of our director, and that is how he guided our team to write the books, so that this also will serve as one of the our activity to fulfill that wish. I hope you heard about our Shankran sir and you got inspired. And moreover, like you get inspiration from sir and people like sir. Sir is one example like that. Many, almost all people are like sir only. Like you get inspiration, sir also will get inspiration if his dreams are fulfilled by his team. That is how sir also will get inspiration, and it will become a endless, and that will become a loop, inspiring each other and doing a good job. And hope you will take the best. And those Kannada books are released on our URSC website. And beyond this also, today any information is available on the mobile. At the tip of your finger, everything is there. Only you need to get guidance, what you need to do, and where to browse. And beyond that, you always can connect to centers like URSC or some other centers and get yourself get into this activity and do it. And moreover, now government's objective also is to popularize the space activity. And 2 years back, no, they have opened up space sector, that is called unlocking of the space sector, and lot of huge opportunities there in this. So I request more and more people to get interested in this and get into this field, and let us support the government objective of make in India and make for the world. I started with the All India Radio program and stopped at the first. So every day after first day after director sir's introductory talk, every day one book will be introduced, followed by the this space quiz. Then winners will be given prize by our ISRO. And this All India Radio program is jointly organized by Akashwani and URSC. Then every day one book details will be given by the authors. And on the concluding day, that is today, my valedictory talk also will come on the All India Radio. And I am sure we celebrated this World Space Week very meaningfully, and we were successful. I should say it was a stupendous success. And I thank all the team members, and beyond the team members also many have contributed. I thank them from the bottom of my heart, and let us give them a big hand for making this function a grand success. Then I thank on behalf of my team, I thank Director URSC for giving me this opportunity in organizing this World Space Week in a very meaningful way. And I'm sure we have reached many students, and through students further they will be reaching many more, and definitely it will serve the objective and purpose. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for giving us a walkthrough of the activities. The kind of participation the World Space Week celebration has witnessed surely gives a hope for a better and brighter future of space science in the country. I now request the audiovisual team to please play the video showcasing glimpses of the events conducted.
World Space Week is a celebration of science and technology to the betterment of humanity.
But why space is important for us? What is sustainability? These are the two words which are there in this year's theme of World Space Week. Yeah, very good. So sustainability means that what we do today, we should be able to do forever.
We are convinced that if we are to play a meaningful role nationally and in the community of nations, we should be second to none in the application of advanced technologies to the real problems of the society.
ಹಾಯ್ ಹಲೋ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಆಕಾಶವಾಣಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು FM ರೈನ್ಬೋ ಕನ್ನಡ. ಕಾಮನಬಿಲ್ಲಿನ ಸಮಯ ಆಗಿದೆ 3:06. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ವಿಶೇಷ ರಸಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ 2022ರ ವಿಶ್ವ ಬಾಹ್ಯಾಕಾಶ ಸಪ್ತಾಹದ ಅಂಗವಾಗಿ FM ರೈನ್ಬೋ ಪ್ರಸಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರುವಂತಹ ವಿಶೇಷ ರಸಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ.
ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳುಗರಿಗೂ ನನ್ನ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. ನಾನು ಶಂಕರನ್, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನ UR ರಾವ್ ಉಪಗ್ರಹ ಕೇಂದ್ರದ ನಿರ್ದೇಶಕ. ಇಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಆಕಾಶವಾಣಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಸಹಯೋಗದಿಂದ ಆಯೋಜಿಸಿರುವ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷವಂತೆ ಈ ವರ್ಷವೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಕ್ಟೋಬರ್ 4ರಿಂದ 10ವರೆಗೆ ವಿಶ್ವ ಬಾಹ್ಯಾಕಾಶ ಸಪ್ತಾಹ ವಿಶ್ವದಲ್ಲೂ ಆಚರಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಈ ವರ್ಷದ ಆಚರಣೆಯ ವಿಚಾರ ಬಾಹ್ಯಾಕಾಶದ ಸದುಪಯೋಗ. ಈ ಬಾಹ್ಯಾಕಾಶದ ಸದುಪಯೋಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದಿನ ಜೀವನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಗತ್ಯವಾಗಿದೆ.
Thank you, audiovisual team. The video perfectly showcases the efforts and enthusiasm of the organizers as well as the participants. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Director URSC Shri M. Shankaran, a man of vision and inspiration, undoubtedly has been very active in promoting new ideas and encouraging young minds to take up challenges. His commitment and unwavering vision is set to take ISRO's name to greater heights. It is my honor to invite him on this day for the presidential address. I request you, sir, to please take the podium.
Thank you, Maria. Good afternoon. Hope all of you had your lunch. Good time to sleep after the lunch. But I don't know, my voice is not very sweet, not very booming also. I hope you won't sleep listening to me. Anyway, the activities related to World Space Week already our organizing committee chairman, Mr. Nadagowda, had explained, and Maria also spoke about that. But what has not been explained openly or explicitly is that why should we celebrate such events? Anybody has an idea? Why we should motivate the younger generation to know about space? Okay, I will myself continue and explain. It has nothing to do with space, really. I tell you, because any area of activity cannot remain as an understanding for very few people. Like everybody was telling, no, that rocket science, like that, this is the space and the space-related activities, satellite, launch vehicle. These are all considered as very, very high technology. Many people cannot understand, will not be able to do. This is a kind of myth. This is not just only true about space technology or rocket science or anything. It is true about many things. Like everybody is revered by looking at a doctor, isn't it? Everybody feels a kind of reverence towards a doctor. Why it is happening? Because we do not understand how the body functions and how to take care of a malfunctioning part in a body. That lack of understanding by us of the doctor's work makes us to be in awe of the doctor, isn't it? Same way, the lack of understanding about space, satellites, launch vehicles, or anything deep into the space makes us be in awe of that activity. That's why space means, oh, rocket science. Like that people think. Why people are afraid of, once upon a time people used to be afraid of a shooting star. Shooting star is nothing but a meteorite, a small piece of stellar object which is moving across the sky, which you are able to see with your naked eye. In fact, once upon a time people used to believe that one set of people used to believe it brings bad luck. It means somebody is going to die, a very disastrous thing is going to happen. Some people used to believe the other way around, that it is an indication of a good omen, that is something great is going to happen. How simultaneously the same thing can give both
a good omen as well as bad omen. It is because since we don't know what it is, nobody knew at that time. It is a small object which is moving across the sky or entering into the Earth's atmosphere, which is making us to see that. The lack of knowledge is what is making things to be seen as special or not understandable, not doable, and you become reverential towards those people who understand and who speak about those things. That is exactly what is happening about space also. Space is also, if the people who are working in ISRO are able to understand space, or like that, there are many companies in all around the world, there are space agencies all around the world, that people work in this area. So if some few tens of thousands of people are able to understand about space, there is nothing mysterious in it, isn't it? It is possible for anybody else also to understand. That is the reason why this kind of Space Week is required to be celebrated, because we have to demystify things. We have to make things clear that there is nothing really rocket science in it. It is all based on physical laws. It is based on mathematics, physics, in some cases biology, chemistry. You can name every subject gets connected into that. It is a matter of science. That is the understanding we need to give to our population. So there's no point in targeting old people, because they have all become too rigid and too conditioned to understand new things. That is why all these activities are always directed towards children and students, so that when there is still a chance for people to understand things and learn new things, forget about the old dogmas and superstition and understand science of it, there is a possibility that we can expand the knowledge. That is the reason the activities like World Space Week are being celebrated throughout the world. You can think about it, whichever area where this kind of opening has happened of knowledge or opportunity has happened, things have gone on well, and many people have gone in and started contributing, which has enhanced the quality of the work output. Because when only some 10 fellows are doing some job, nobody else knows what they are doing. Nobody can question them also. Nobody can give something better than that also. Whereas the 10 becomes 10,000. Obviously, there will be somebody who will find fault with the way things were done earlier or being done now, and come out with a better way of doing things. So competition increases. Competition is the only cure for mediocrity. The mediocrity can be removed from any sphere of activity. It can only happen if there is a fear of competition, that somebody will do better than me and show that this can be done better than me. That is what will force people to come out of mediocrity and go towards excellence. So that is the idea of this World Space Week celebration. Like you might have seen, if some of you are still following cricket, you can understand what has happened after India started the IPL. What IPL has done to Indian cricket. If you see, it means that so many people, now only some 10, 15 people were playing for India. Now 100, 200 people are now playing. So opportunities are more. There is way people can impress the other people. So new talent comes. The team has become now strong and is able to meet anybody's challenge, any other team's challenge, wins all over the world. Which has not been happening at all for the last 40 years. As soon as you step out of India, our fellows were losing. But now the thing has changed. How it has happened? It is because you have opened up the field for other people to enter, so that there is competition. We are able to excel in that sport. So the World Space Week idea is that only, that to demystify the misconceptions about space, so that inform children and students about what is space, what are the benefits of space, how things work in space, how it is to be done. Once this information is being passed on to youngsters, some small percentage. We are not expecting that whoever is going to listen to it, everybody is not going to become space scientist, because it is not a really a highly paying job. If you really, it's a government of India job. At least in ISRO, it is a government of India salary job. Like any other government servant, any other government department, that is a salary we also get. But it is a very important and strategic job that what we are doing. That the importance of this work, what we do, if we don't do only, we will understand. Like on the 4th, when the inaugural of the World Space Week, I was explaining this, that when was the last time we have seen somebody, large number of people dying due to a cyclone in India? At least 25 years ago, not in the last 25 years. Hundreds and thousands of people used to die in every cyclone, big ones when they come. But now those things have not happened. Why it has happened? Why this situation has come? It is because of the space technology. It has improved the weather prediction and how the cyclone is being tracked from the time it gets created to the time it passes over the land and weakens itself. This has been very well improved. That is why we are able to have excellent prediction about the cyclone. So people are able to be moved away from the area of danger, and that's why deaths are not there. When is the last disastrous train accident we have seen? I don't think any of you in your lifetime would have heard about train accident. When we were all children, we have seen almost every month there used to be a train accident, hundreds of people dying. It used to happen. How this is all because of technology. This is what the growth of space science and space technology is going to do to us. So our interest in calling all of you here and making you be aware of the space technology is this only, that at least a small percentage of you will be able to get into this area of work, this domain of work, and most of you will be able to understand the importance of knowledge and science. That is the primary. It is not to inspire people to come to work in ISRO or any other space company. It is only to inspire people, children, to know the value of science and to know the value of education. For that reason only this is being done, and I'm very happy that our team could reach out to nearly about 10,000 students during this 1 week long campaign that was carried out. And out of this nearly 10,000 people, even some 10 students get inspired that what is the importance of science and mathematics. If that is understood by that such small number of people, our job is well done. That is what we are all thinking. So it is a very, very happy occasion that I think from 2 colleges students have come here today. From 2 colleges you are able to come here and join us today on this valedictory function, which marks today's date, October 10th, marks the date of the 2 major global space power in 1967, that is the United States and the Soviet Union, agreed to not to use the space technology and the benefits of space technology for destructive purposes. It used the space only for peaceful purposes. This agreement was signed, and it is very, very important agreement that if one nuclear missile, if it is exploded in space, what will happen to all of our lives? You can imagine. That is the importance of this day, that 10th October is commemorating that day, and it is also commemorating the end of the World Space Week on this very, very important day. I am very happy to see all of you students here, and of course some teachers are here, and my colleagues who have toiled for more than a week. The week was only the celebration, so their preparation was there for more than a month. So thank you very much for every one of you for your presence here, and for my own team for their hard work. Thank you very much. And my final request to every one of the students here is pass the baton of knowledge and science and education. That is the most important thing. You can become whatever you want to do. You can go to any work. You don't even have to do work if your forefathers have sufficient wealth they have accumulated. You don't even have to do any work. But understand the importance of science and education. That is the most important outcome which we want to convey to you through this World Space Week celebration. Thank you once again for all of your participation, and well done to my own team. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for giving a clear perspective to the importance of World Space Week celebrations. Without a doubt, it is time we start breaking the stereotypes surrounding space education and look at it for the science and technology that it really is. Our next speaker and chief guest of the event is Shri Pramod G. Galgali. Shri Pramod Galgali graduated from Mysore University. He is the director of Jawaharlal Nehru Planetarium since 2017 and is associated right from the inception of this organization set up about 32 years ago. He was involved in installation and commissioning of the planetarium system in 1989. He has taken keen interest in incremental upgradation in the Sky Theatre. He has produced over 25 very popular planetarium shows in both classical format and modern digital format. He has played pivotal role in adapting the hybrid projection system with digital 2D technology, producing immersive environment in the planetarium. He has initiated several programs in planetarium for reaching of science to underprivileged students. He has played a key role in sanctioning of a new facility of auditorium building complex. It is fast coming up just behind the spot. It would augment the efforts of the science education and popularization efforts of this planetarium in a major way. He has been serving as expert member on several committees formed to set up new planetariums. He is a member of committees to set up planetariums in Visakhapatnam, Mysore, Dharwad, and Gadak, to name a few. He has served as a member of several committees in Vishveshwarya Industrial and Technology Museum. Sir, with great pleasure, I welcome you and request you to take the podium and address the gathering.
Good afternoon. Dr. Shankaran, Dr. Nadagowda, Mr. Murali, and other members of the URSC team, and my young friends. I feel very much privileged and honored to be here in URSC with all of you for this function. I have very fond memories of this center, sir. Planetarium was started in 89 and we started our activities in full swing in sometime in 90s. And one of the program which has become very popular is a science exhibition called Science in Action. These programs have been going on since last 30 years. We do these exhibitions twice every day. They have thousands of students visit these exhibitions, and they have become so popular that we have started holding these exhibitions outside our campus. Last year, that is pre-pandemic, we had arranged one exhibition in National College Jayanagar and also at NIAS. But what is special to me is the very first exhibition which we organized in our campus. Then we did not have our full team, and we were visiting various places for science models. And as part of that effort, I had come to URSC also. And we were very fortunate to get 2 science models from this center. One was called Shape Memory Alloy. It had a spring-shaped metal part. If we deform that and later on heat it, it would come back to its original shape. A gadget, small gadget had been made by the center where we would heat that fission and it would deploy an antenna. And we were explaining that to students. The other gadget that had been given to us for exhibition was heat pipe. It was a pipe which would take away the heat from electronic components which are working in space. Mr. K.V. Govinda of URSC Center took keen interest and arranged for these models to us. These became hugely popular in the exhibition, and I very fondly remember those exhibits. Association of Planetarium and ISRO is very thick. Since planetarium was established in 89, and we had a governing council, Professor U.R. Rao was our chairman. He continued to be chairman and guide us till his sad demise in 2017. After that, Dr. A.S. Kiran Kumar has taken the responsibility of being our governing council chairman and has been guiding us. And another former director of URSC, Dr. T.K. Alex, is our vice chairman. And a former scientist of this center, Dr. Sri Kumar, is there on our governing council. They have been taking very keen interest in our activities. They have been very supportive and they have been guiding us. And because of that, the planetarium has made so much progress. We feel hugely privileged to have the guidance of all these eminent people. Jawaharlal Nehru Planetarium has been showcasing the work done by ISRO in many ways. When Chandrayaan was launched, we had prepared a program called Moon, the Scientific Story. And in that program, we had used visuals, videos that were created here, especially of a moon impactor probe. And in every show, it invariably drew a lot of applause from public. And we had used the photograph taken by Chandrayaan, and we got a terrain of moon created, and we had displayed in our exhibition hall. That was also very popular. When the Mars orbiter mission was inserted in Martian orbit in 2014, we had arranged 3-week-long program in the planetarium. We had open air exhibition with nearly 60 posters. We had lectures by eminent scientists, Dr. B.N. Suresh, Dr. Naval Gund, Dr. Sri Kumar, and Dr. P.J. But they came and gave lecture there. And all these lectures were extremely well received. We also had model rocketry and preparation of Mars rover workshops, and hundreds of students participated in these programs. When Chandrayaan was launched, Chandrayaan 1 and Chandrayaan 2 were launched, and when insertion of MO in Martian orbit happened, Rajya Sabha TV covered the program 24/7. And during that time, they had established their studio in our planetarium, and many senior scientists came there and talked to people, which were telecast throughout the country. Planetarium produces small video programs called Science Watch, which brings latest things that happen in the field of science and technology. These small video clips are shown before our regular shows. And we have produced such programs when 104 satellites were launched in simultaneously in one of the PSLV missions, and when Mangal 1 was launched. Our association and our interaction and the programs, associated programs, they continue to happen very regularly. If I come back to this year, on 20th July of this year, we had International Moon Day. This was celebrated in association with ISRO. It was a hybrid event, and this was celebrated throughout the state. All the centers in Karnataka had joined. We had some small paper models which are explaining various concepts like phases of moon and why we see same phase of the moon all the time. We also had lectures, and it was a day-long lecture, and students from all over Karnataka joined, and it was a huge success. Then during the same time, Human Spaceflight Center had organized a major expo in planetarium for 3 days, and nearly 20,000 people visited the expo. And as recently as last week, As part of this year's Space Week celebration, we have associated with ISRO. There is an exhibition of models in the planetarium. We have been continuously having quiz program in which people are students are regularly participating, and also there are many other programs that are happening, and we can go on and on. Jawaharlal Nehru Planetarium is one of the major center where science dissemination is taking place. Our activities can be divided into two groups: science popularization and non-formal science education. Our science popularization activities draws over 3 lakh visitors every year. And as a part of that, we have our Sky Theatre shows, visit to Science Park, our visit to our exhibition area. We arrange night sky gazing programs. We arrange, whenever astronomical events are there, we arrange for public viewing of that. We regularly have science movie screening, and we do all these activities as part of our science popularization effort. And as part of our non-formal science education effort, we arrange several workshops. We cater to students from primary school up to MScs. We have Tiny Tots program for primary school students, which are hugely popular. Whenever we announce a workshop, we end up having it repeat 4 times. We have weekend classes for high school students. We have where students who are very much interested in science, come to planetarium every weekend for these classes. And the flagship program of our non-formal science education effort is called REAP, Research Education Advancement Program. This is aimed at BSc students who are interested in science and who want to become scientists later on. This is a program which is being done in association with premier research institutes like Indian Institute of Science, ICTS, Raman Research Institute, and Indian Institute of Astrophysics. Scientists from these institutes come to planetarium and teach students who are interested in science. This is a 3-year program. Students join REAP program whenever they join first year BSc. These programs happen concurrently with BSc program, and these are done during weekends. This program is again hugely successful. In the last 20 years or so since when we started this program, more than 150 students have gone on to complete their PhD. They have become scientists. They have joined faculty in various research institutes, both in India and abroad. So this is the activities of the planetarium. This session is the last session of World Space Week. I'm sure even today, we were told that why we are celebrating this from 4th to 10th October. One of the many goals of this celebration is to inform about science, technology, engineering, and mathematics to young students and excite them. Today, I will briefly talk about astronomy, how it is practiced, and how technology has impacted astronomy. Astronomy is the science about celestial bodies where we study its position, its brightness, its distance, its composition, and various physical parameters like pressure, temperature, etc. Today, the body of knowledge is so huge that there are several special branches have developed in astronomy. There are planetary astronomy, stellar astronomy, galactic astronomy, extragalactic astronomy, cosmology, and so on. Today we know that we exist, our Earth is part of a spiral galaxy called Milky Way, and we know that there are billions of such galaxies, and these galaxies are running away from each other. Scientists say that man has existed on this Earth since last almost 3 lakh years, and There are records of man studying the night sky which date back to some 5,000 years. Long back then, people were sort of overwhelmed and afraid of the night sky. To explain what is happening in the sky, they came up with their own theories. For example, Egyptians, to explain how day and night happen, came up with the theory that sun god Ra travels on a boat on the body of sky goddess Neth, who has stretched from horizon to horizon. As he travels on that, we have day and night. Such stories are existing in all the cultures. These stories had some supernatural beings with some divine power which were controlling what was happening on the earth. To us today, they may appear to be very fanciful stories, but they were the first attempts by man to try and explain what is happening in the nature. And they also serve the purpose of transferring the knowledge by word of mouth. Unlike other branches of science, in astronomy, it is not possible to bring a piece of celestial body to Earth and study it in the laboratory. These bodies are millions and billions of light years away. And so far, human beings have been successful only in getting a small piece of moon to Earth and study it. Apart from distance, astronomy faces many other challenges. These celestial bodies are very faint and difficult to see. Their apparent size is very small. Their properties vary very widely. For example, if you're talking about the time scale, some of the celestial bodies rotate around themselves, that is pulsars, several thousand times in a second, whereas life cycle of a star itself can extend to billions. That is the variation. Some parts of the universe has temperature of minus 200 or 270 degrees centigrade, and at the center of the stars, the temperature will be millions of degrees. The pressure in some areas, the pressure is so low that it is almost vacuum. Whereas in other areas, the pressure is so high that if that kind of a pressure is exerted on sun, it will reduce to 3 kilometer size body. This is the variation that we have in astronomy. How does one study these objects? One is they are not accessible. And the only source of information that we have about these bodies is light and various radiation that are emitted by these bodies. The approach of astronomy has somewhat remained the same as it was done previously by our ancestors with their imaginary stories. Today, scientists make scientific models based on observations and science principles with the existing knowledge and propose that this is how the universe may be working. Subsequently, observations are made, and these observations are compared with the predictions which these science models make. If there are any differences, the science models are revised. With every successive iterations, we approach the truth. And any technology that helps in observation of the celestial bodies helps us to do science. Till about 400 years ago, people thought that Earth is the center of the universe and all celestial bodies go around the Earth. Thinking then were highly influenced by great philosophers and wise men of that era. For example, Aristotle had told that all celestial bodies go around the Earth. They are perfect because they are creations of the God. They do not have any blemishes. And this was widely believed. But the later on technologies which developed, they helped us in seeing more, collect more light to see them clearly, and the technology helped us in analyzing the light. Technologies developed new sensors which opened new windows, and technology also helped us in recording the what we are seeing, and also the technology has helped us in proposing new science models. The first technology, I'll be talking about some 6 technologies which have greatly influenced astronomy. The first technology that has influenced astronomy is development of telescopes. Telescopes collect a lot more light than what our eye can see. Our eye has a pupil with about 5 to 7 meters in diameter. It can collect limited amount of light, and we can see limited amount of detail. Also, our eye works in such a fashion that we can see whatever for 1 hour, 1/25th of a second. Whereas telescopes can collect a lot more light. They can show us bodies more clearly, and we can also magnify the image. The very first telescope that was put to use was by Galileo. It was a small toy telescope of about size of 51 millimeter, the aperture of 51 millimeter, and magnification of something like of 15. This small telescope demolished all the beliefs which were existing since the beginning of civilization till then. Galileo looked at moon and found that it had craters, plains, and mountains. Galileo observed, so this actually was contrary to the belief then that all celestial bodies are perfect and smooth. Galileo observed Jupiter and found that 4 satellites of Jupiter go around it. This was another thing that demolished the belief that all celestial bodies have to go around the Earth. Galileo observed Sun and found that it had dark spots. This again went contrary to the belief that celestial bodies are blemishless. Then he observed Venus and saw phases of Venus. This actually completely demolished that all the celestial bodies go around the Earth, because one cannot see phases of the Venus unless Venus is going around the Sun. So one tiny technological development, one very small telescope in the hands of a very good astronomer had completely changed the thinking that was prevalent all those days. Today, in India, we have larger and larger telescopes. We have a 2.36 meter telescope in Kavalur. Recently, a 3.6 meter telescope, which can actually collect nearly collect 30 crore times more light than what our eye can see. That has been developed, and India is also part of a 30-meter telescope project. It is called a TMT, and no one country can afford this huge telescope. So several countries have got together, and India is one of the members of that. Some of the parts, India is participating not only by contributing money, but also is developing the telescope, and that effort is happening in our own city, in Bangalore. Indian Institute of Astrophysics is doing that, and we should all be proud of that effort of India. The next technological advancement was photography. Until then, observers had to make sketches of whatever they see. That is, astronomers, they were not only had to be good scientists, they also had to be good artists. But development of photography contributed a lot, in the sense we could take photographs of celestial bodies, which was an objective record of that. That was one change it brought out. The second change it brought out was one could integrate light coming from the celestial bodies. By doing that, we could see and study very faint objects. And today, of course, we do not use photographic plates. Instead of that, we are using CCDs, which are almost 80 times more sensitive than photography plates. In the beginning, I mentioned that it is not possible to bring a piece of celestial body to Earth and study it. But the technology has solved that problem. That is spectroscopy. In spectroscopy, the light is broken into its component colors, and we get a spectrum, and we study the spectrum. The spectrum gives us information about the composition of that celestial body, the temperature of the celestial body, and also the relative motion of the celestial body. The body is whether it is moving towards us or it is moving away from us. Another major technological advancement was multi-wavelength astronomy. Celestial bodies give light in various wavelengths. They emit light not only in visible, but also in infrared, ultraviolet, X-rays, radio waves, and so on. But human eye can see only ultraviolet ray. Human eye can see only visible light. And sensors were developed to detect rest of the wavelengths also. And that has given a big boost to growth of astronomy, because people could see objects in different wavelengths. And in case, if we compare a visual photograph and an IR photograph of a particular region of the sky, then we can see that there will be a lot more stars in the photograph taken in IR. The next technology that has hugely impacted astronomy is a space technology. The Earth's atmosphere, though it is protecting us from all harmful rays coming from the sun, from the cosmos, it also prevents lots of useful signal. It is transparent only to visible light and to radio waves. It prevents all the other wavelengths. So if one has to study, then people will have to go beyond our Earth's atmosphere and do the studies. And that has become possible only with space technology. So there are several space telescopes in the sky. Our own AstroSat is there. Then Hubble Space Telescope is a famous one. Recently, JWST has been launched. All these are studying, giving a lot of information and contributing to the growth of knowledge about astronomy. And the last technology that has hugely contributed to the growth of astronomy is computers. Computers have pervaded all spheres of life, and so have they done with astronomy. In astronomy, digital detectors have been developed, as I just mentioned earlier. CCD detectors have been developed, and detectors for other wavelengths have been developed. And all these download the information. The quantum of information that we are getting from these is enormous. It is possible to do scientific modeling using computers, using all this data. Scientists can create simulations, and this the growth of that contributes to the growth of the astronomy. Also, telescopes are used to control computers are used to control telescopes, to accurately point a telescope to a particular object. These days we are using computers. Also, a new technology called adaptive optics has developed. The light coming through the space, it will be having, because of the different pockets of higher and lower density air pockets, the light ray will be bending. To compensate for this, adaptive optics has been developed, and the mirrors of the telescopes are very quickly sort of adjusted to compensate for that. But the air is very, very dynamic body, and the changes there take place very fast, and the computers will have to respond very fast. And this is possible only because of use of high capacity computers. So these are the 6 technologies that have hugely contributed to the growth of astronomy. Now, if we recall how astronomy is practiced, we can very well imagine how the astronomy has been helped because of all these technologies. The journey of of our knowledge from Earth-centric universe to today's Big Bang theory is truly phenomenal. Today, we are in ISRO, that the work that happens here has made us Indians very proud. They routinely practice and develop things which have huge impact on common man's life. We look to ISRO with appreciation, wonder, and pride. Another area where ISRO has huge impact is on youngsters, to make them think and act rationally and to make them pursue science. One resource, perhaps, which needs to be sort of exploited is to involve planetariums and science centers in all this effort. If small audiovisual programs suitable for door formats are made and given to planetariums, they will be very happy to show these in the Planetarium Sky Theatre. Every year, about 1 crore people visit planetariums across India. In Bangalore Planetarium itself, nearly 3.25 lakh people are visiting. And also the science center, we will be very happy to use if photographs of celestial bodies are taken and made available to us, sir. ISRO has been extremely positive to our requests and suggestions. I may mention here, sir, that HSFC has ventured into production of a 20-minute long planetarium show, digital planetarium show on Gaganyaan. I'm very keenly looking forward to release of that movie because I'm sure that will actually enthuse a lot of people all across India. I look forward to more such initiatives from ISRO, and I look forward to more opportunities to work with ISRO. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for a very informative and inspiring talk. The Association of Jawaharlal Nehru Planetarium and ISRO truly serves the spirit of space science outreach. I now request Director URSC, Shri M. Shankaran, to please present a memento to our chief guest. Thank you, sir. This year's Space Week celebration has been full of synergy and enthusiasm, wherein the students competed, showcasing innovation and creativity-filled acumen and enhanced their dexterity. And no celebration is complete without triggering the young minds and compelling them to look beyond. So before we conclude the valedictory ceremony, I request Srimati Suman Walke to announce the results of the space quiz conducted earlier today.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, students, teachers, a very good afternoon to one and all. We had conducted a quiz competition this morning and the much awaited results will be announced now. Request Director URSC to hand over the prizes. The first prize goes to Sakshi K from Presidency University. The second prize goes to Shubha Ganga MS from Presidency University. The third prize goes to Vidya Sanjay Gule from Sweris College of Engineering, Pandarapur. The first consolation prize goes to H.T. Guruprasad from Presidency University. Mr. Guruprasad? Okay. We'll give it to them later. The second consolation prize goes to Vaishnavi Santosh Patil from Sweris College of Engineering, Pandarapur. Okay. Sir, we've just come to know that Guru Prasad has come. That's what they said. Okay. Please come on stage, Guru Prasad. You've got a prize. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. A big cheer to all the winners and participants. After all, winning is something, but participation is everything. We also have a memento from our guests from Srevis College of Engineering, Pandharpur. I request their faculty, Shri Mohammad Mushaib, to present the memento to Director URSC. Thank you, sir. Before we formally conclude the proceedings for the day, I would like to quote the Canadian philosopher Marshall McLuhan. There are no passengers on spaceship Earth. We are all crew. So remember that our fate is common and that each individual's actions are important in driving this spaceship Earth. Let's do it responsibly. With this, we come to an end of the valedictory event of the World Space Week 2022. I take immense pleasure in inviting Shri B.S. Prasad to propose the word of thanks.
Respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, invited students, teachers, and my dear colleagues. I feel honored and privileged to invite and to propose the vote of thanks who have contributed in one or the other way to make this event a grand success. First and foremost, a special thanks to our director, URSC Sri Shankaran sir, for giving us opportunity to organize the event at various parts of Karnataka, and also for being the catalyst that stimulated us to do the best. Thanks for all your support, sir. Thank you, sir. I would also like to extend my gratitude and profuse thanks to Controller Madam for gracing this occasion and also timely support and guidance to conduct the event. Thanks, Madam. On behalf of World Space Week Celebration Team and URSC, I express my gratitude for today's chief guest, Shri Pramod G. Galgali, Director, Nehru Planetarium, Bengaluru, for his kind presence and inspiring address, and also about the activities of planetarium and contribution towards astronomy. Thank you, sir. We are extremely grateful to Apex Committee, led by Shri Nadagowda Sir, Chairperson, World Space Week 2022, for all the dedicated support and guidance in conduct of the event. Without the support of Apex Committee, we are not able to achieve the excellence. Thank you so much, sir, for standing the pillar as just done. An event like this cannot happen overnight. It requires planning and bird's eye of details. We have been fortunate enough to have a member secretary, Shri N.S. Murali sir, who helped all the teams in all the way around the clock to execute the event. Thank you, sir. I would be failing in my duty if I do not thank all our 4 World Space Week teams led by Suresh Kumar sir, Raju Badagandi sir, Bindagi sir, and Shiv Prakash sir, and their team members who had been to various parts of Karnataka and made this event possible. I am short of words to express for this involvement, dedication in organizing the event. My deep regards and special thanks to all the members of the committee. On behalf of URSC, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the educational institutions and management for giving an opportunity and their support for celebration of World Space Week at different locations of Karnataka. I would like to express deep appreciations for the overwhelming responses. Sincere thanks to All India Radio program headed by Srimati Pratibha Hebbar Madam and team members for organizing the event for two public with the theme Exploring the Science in Kannada, Antarikshada Anavarna. And also thanks to the authors who have given the message about the mini books written under theme Bala Balayarige Bayakashada Pustaka Male. And congratulations to all the space quiz winners organizing jointly with Akashavani. Special thanks to Purchase Committee, headed by Shri Chandrakant Naik sir, Suresh sir, Raghuram sir, Satya sir, for procuring all required items for celebration of World Space Week. I also would like to extend profuse thanks to Upagraha Amateur Radio Club, URSC, for organizing quiz on inaugural day, that is October 4th, and today, and also about the talk on amateur radio. Thanks to the whole team enlightening the students on this occasion. On behalf of URSC, let me thank all the students who have come from various educational institutions and gracing this occasion. A wide round of applause and thanks to all the participants who made this event a memorable one. Also, I congratulate all the winners as well as the participants for their active participation. My deep regards and special thanks to PPEG, PRO, admin, accounts, library, drafting, AVF team, transport, canteen, purchase and stores, CSF for the immense support. Last but not least, heartfelt thanks to all the respected colleagues and volunteers who worked behind the scene, which has made this function a memorable one for all of us. I take this opportunity to extend my sincere thanks to all the invitees and audience who are in the auditorium and viewing through Jitsi. Thank you everyone once again for making it a grand success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. This brings us to the end of the World Space Week 2022 celebrations. Thank you all for joining us today. Have a great day.